Joining us live now from London is Dr. Marcus Papadopoulos, who is a publisher and editor with Politics First. Marcus, as always, thanks for joining us. What do you make of the isolation that Washington is currently feeling vis-a-vis the Iran nuclear deal?
Well, I've said here on Press TV before that the Iran nuclear deal is all but dead. Given that the Americans are no longer a party to the deal, it means that the deal exists only on paper. Indeed, the deal would be dead if Iran was no longer a party to the deal. Now we have to consider the possible consequences for the deal, and in particular for Iran, because I believe that the words of the Iranian foreign minister that there will be serious consequences for Iran are correct. I believe that given the Americans have said that there will be severe economic sanctions on Western companies operating in Iran, and the Americans know that there are French, German and British companies operating in Iran, really means that those companies will not jeopardize their ties to the American market for the sake of Iran. And I believe that sooner or later, those British, French and German companies will cease their business operations in Iran. And that will be a serious blow to the Iranian economy. And a blow to the Iranian economy will have consequences for Iranian national security. So I do believe that these are dark days that we are heading towards for Iran.
Marcus, do you think any of this really had anything to do with the nuclear energy program, or was this just about the fact that Iran is an independent government that does not bow to U.S. pressures? Because now we now have talk about ballistic missiles and even Iran's regional role. It seems that there's always a pretext to pressure Iran.
Yes, I would agree with your analysis. Ever since the Islamic Revolution of 1979, Iran has pursued an independent foreign policy, and along with Iran being in a very geostrategic part of the world, that means it is on America's radar. And even before the Iran nuclear deal came into existence, years and years before, the Americans were looking for ways to combat Iran on the international stage, to try and bring down the Iranian government. But also we need to take into consideration Donald Trump's personal ties to Saudi Arabia and Israel. Both Riyadh and Tel Aviv played a very important role in Donald Trump's election. So this is a way of him returning the favor to Israel and Saudi Arabia. And we know that Saudi Arabia and Israel want to see the downfall of the Iranian government, the destruction of the Islamic Revolution, and the imposition in Tehran of a pro-Western, pro-Israeli government. That would be very much in the interests of Saudi Arabia and Israel, and Donald Trump is in debt to his two friends. So that is a major factor as to why he has withdrawn America from the Iran nuclear deal.
Very well, Marcus, we'll leave there at that, but of course, as always, we appreciate your insight.